What the feck was that?
It was a loon.
A what?
A loon? It's a bird.
It sounded like a wolf.
Yeah, well, it's a bird. Good call? Bird.
Stupid fucking Canadian wolf bird. And welcome back to another episode of Crips and Corks. I'm your host, DJ, and I didn't prepare anything to say after this, along with my co-host,
Paul, the cha-cha slide that slid the economy right back into a depression. As usual.
Did you really, Paul? Did you really?
Yeah.
Was that you?
Yep, the
Was
gas
that
prices, it's all me. You're welcome, friends.
Come here. Just kidding.
We're not physically abusive yet.
We all know that Paul's the one who beats me.
Yes.
Anyways, we're back.
These little twink arms look like they can be, like, snapped like twigs.
Okay, I saw you walking at work the other day, and I, saw you down the hallway, and I went, who the fuck is this twink? And then it was you.
Yeah, she's a twink. What can you do?
And it wasn't like a, who is that fucking who is that twink? It was, who the fuck is this twink?
Who's this skinny fucking bitch who has the audacity?
Has the audacity to look better than me in this place.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
So how was your week? What's going on?
Well, let's see. I had to prepare 2 episodes.
Yes.
Because it's still 1 week. And you can't tell by us wearing the same outfits.
Because someone decided to go to fucking Iceland.
Yeah, Paul. Who was that? I keep giving you the option to stay back.
Oh, girl. Just to believe I ain't staying back for nothing. Just to believe I paid my airfare. Homegirl, I've put a lot of money down on this. She's going.
I'll remember this. You didn't have to agree to go in the first place. And that's my curse. How was your week?
My week was fine. My week was good. My good friend DJ actually gave me a little nice Easter surprise that warmed my heart, my cold, cold little heart. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
You gave me my favorite Easter candy, so thank you for that.
You're
That was
welcome.
actually really sweet. And for my curse, my curse is I don't live in a nice country home or the practical magic home. I keep seeing all these TikToks of people living slow country lives, and it all just looks so peaceful and beautiful.
Yeah.
And I yearn for that.
But here's the thing. At this point of our lives, even if we lived in the country, we wouldn't have that. We'd still have the mad dash into the office every day and running around and...
That's very true. That's very true. And also, I keep seeing these TikToks where it's like my Appalachian ancestors whispering to me every time the weather gets warm, I want you to produce me some corn. I want you to produce me some carrots, some lettuce. I want you to produce me some produce. And I never felt something so real because every summer... that was what happened where, I grew up, my dad always had a garden, my grandfather always had a garden, and it's so real, and I know I'm the disappointment for not being able to grow corn and things.
Get your ass out of bed and go plow the fields.
Right, I'm not providing for the family. I'm not even providing for me. The only thing I'm providing is $20 for DoorDash. And even then, it doesn't come sometimes.
When will you learn? When will you learn? Actions have consequences.
It's very that. It's very that.
That actually really hurt. Oh, anything else, Paul?
No. Things are just what they are. We're working and grinding. Nose to the... What's that saying? Our noses to the iron or whatever the
Nose to the grindstone.
Our noses to the grindstone, and we're grinding and we're getting through it, and vacation is coming soon, and I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah. Fuck you. Anyways.
You're having vacation too. We can't record while I'm in Iceland. We're having vacation.
Not for 3 months after you get back.
No. While I'm gone, you have 2 weeks off.
I still have to do my day job.
Okay, that's true. That's
not a vacation, Paul.
Your vacation's gonna come, though.
Anyways, let's drink. This week we're going to be drinking 19 Crimes Shiraz.
Ooh, I'm gonna name my daughter Shiraz.
So we've all heard the back of the 19 Crimes bottle, so I am not going to read that.
Thank God.
But I will say that the man on the front is register number 7277, and his name was James Kelly. James Kelly literally missed the boat. Exiled across the globe from his native Dublin, James was branded an informer by his fellow inmates and excluded from the Kaltapa rescue boat, leaving him to live out the rest of his days in Australia.
And wouldn't that be a curse to be stuck in Australia?
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's like a little bit of a joke, but also they got tons of not awful, but scary creatures on over there that I would not be too fond of, especially the spiders.
Mm-hmm. You look like you'd be scared of spiders. Okay, let's see if I can open this without destroying the cork this time.
Not so easy, is it? When you read me for not being able to open the wine on part 2 of my episode. Sometimes the cork isn't so forgiving.
Well, I can't get the right angle. Okay, we're gonna try this again. Let's.
The sounds of disappointment. Girl, it don't look like it even got any higher, neither. We should call this 2 twinks versus 1 cork.
2 twinks, 1 cork.
Honestly, 2 twinks, 1 cork, because the cork be winning. The cork really be winning lately. We can't see. And it's the thing, too, on part 2 of our episodes, the cork just never works on part 2. Oh my gosh. Well, welcome back to 2 twinks, 1 cork, where we find out if Paul and DJ can open a wine bottle this week. Ooh. And you got it open. Period. You won't defeat us, wine bottle.
ASMR part. Second ASMR part. You're safe. Everything's alright. Feel all of your worries and stress just pour out of your body like wine poured from the bottle. No more stress. And then I slam the bomb down on the thing. I told you, I like my towels blue.
What's that from?
I don't know. I just was like, what would an abusive husband yell at his wife before he hit her?
I got you. Cheers.
What was that?
I don't know, I'm kind of feeling it.
Okay.
Oh. I'm not rocking with that aftertaste. It's fine in the beginning, but that aftertaste is real bad. I'm gonna give that 1 grape. That aftertaste, girl, is not the tea. We're giving that 1 grape. Oh, God.
Shiraz sounds really fun. It does not taste fun. I'm gonna give it 2 grapes.
2 grapes, yes. Yeah, no, it's not a very good wine. Yeah, just steer clear. So this is another part 2 episode where the wine was bad again. We're just not having luck on our part 2 episodes with wine. But, that's okay. We're just rocking and rolling and vibing
I'm
with
kind of
it.
surprised because the other bottle was more expensive. And this one was cheaper, and I was like, oh, we always love 19 Crimes. This is going to be so good.
And here we are today.
I'm sorry.
Thank God they're in Australia and can't hurt us.
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Can I tell you a story?
Sure, Daddy. Oh my god. Tell it. Let the girls know. Oh my god.
Leaves. So last week we covered the famed Villisca Axe Murders, in which the 6 members of the Moore family and their guests, the 2 Stillinger girls, were brutally bludgeoned to death with an axe in the middle of the night before the murderer covered their missing faces and all the mirrors in the house. The crime shook the nation to its core as it was described in newspapers from coast to coast and overshadowed all other news, which is exactly how the murderer may have gotten away.
Interesting.
The Villisca murder, for all of its brutality and oddness, wasn't an isolated event, but one in a series of identical murders.
But no one talks about that.
The murderer was never caught and only identified by the sobriquet of Billy the Axeman, and with a confirmed number of 30 victims, rivals H.H. Holmes, often identified as America's first serial killer.
Really? And no one's talking about Billy the Axeman. I've never even heard of him.
Right?
And I've listened to so much true crime in my time. That's insane. Okay. Tell me more about Billy. Honestly, it reminds me a little bit of The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, which was a really good show growing up. Maybe one of the things that made me a little morbid, maybe. But really good show.
I must have been feeling myself when I wrote these notes because my next point is impossible, you say. Nay, Nay, I counter, and I shall prove it forthwith. Because I thought you were going to argue with me on it.
Forthwith? Why would I argue? I mean, it's a pretty clear point.
I don't know. Normally you argue with me. Paul, there are some days where I tell you the sky's blue and you argue with me over that.
Yeah, we do be arguing about stupid shit.
So, impossible, you say?
It's impossible, DJ. I don't believe you.
Nay, I counter, and I shall prove it forthwith.
How, sir? Tell me, my good sir.
Well, let's start by re-examining some of the evidence from Villisca. Some of the stuff that's really, really odd or really, really stands out. Villisca was a railroad town, meaning it was easy to roll in without anyone noticing and leaving just as easily, especially if you jumped the train.
Okay.
So jumping the train is when, like, as it's pulling out of the station before it's going too fast, you run and you jump on the back of it and you don't pay. Something that I'm sure you're very familiar with in your misguided youth, where you would often steal things.
Well, I was riding trains, just not that kind.
An entire family was slain, along with 2 friends of the family. Not that the murderer would know that. There was nothing of value stolen from the house, ruling out robbery as motive.
Mm-hmm.
All the victims were murdered by being struck with the blunt end of an axe, which was already at the scene of the crime, except for JB, who was struck with the sharp end.
Okay, yeah.
Only one of the victims, namely an adolescent girl, seemed to have been posed in a provocative manner.
Yeah, and we discussed how that might not have been done on purpose. Maybe it was done for,
Right.
like, to whoever finds the body to get a reaction out of them or something. Right. Or could have been done for sexual purposes because that bacon was there, and I'm never going to forget that bacon. Can't have a baconator to this day because of it.
Oh, Jesus. There was evidence the murder lingered after the deeds. All the window blinds or curtains were drawn to allow no light in. All the mirrors were covered, as were the victims' faces. An oil lamp had its chimney removed and its wick turned down to only emit a small amount of light. Now remember all of these key pieces of evidence. This is going to be our MO.
Yes. Our modum operandi, if you will.
Modus.
I was close.
You were very close. Now, let us travel back even farther from Villisca in June 1912 to the town of Colorado Springs, Colorado in September 1911. On the night of Sunday, September 17th, Mrs. Mary Alice Burnham and her children Nellie and John, as well as Mr. Henry F. Wayne and his wife Blanche, and their infant daughter Lulu, were all murdered in their rental cottages. All the victims had been bludgeoned with the blunt side of an axe from one of the two homes. They don't know where the axe was found or which were committed first. Both homes had their windows and any mirrors covered, as were the faces of the victims, and both of the cottages were locked from the inside.
That's interesting.
Which was the same with the Villisca house. There were bowls of water the killer had used to wash their hands present in the kitchens. Both houses were next to each other and were along a railroad line.
Well, there you go.
Neither family had any enemies in town, both only having just arrived a few weeks prior for the tuberculosis sanatorium nearby. Robbery could quickly be ruled out as the victim's valuables were left intact in the home. The only suspect was Mr. Burnham, but he had an airtight alibi, having spent the night at the sanatorium where he was being treated for severe tuberculosis. So even if he had snuck out, he was too weak to have possibly committed these murders.
Right. That makes sense.
It is theorized that the murderer entered the Burnham cottage and killed the Burnhams first. However, due to Mr. Burnham's absence, the killer was not satisfied with the murders and entered the Wayne cottage next door, where he found a full family unit.
Interesting.
And we'll see that again.
So he's like, goes after families. Kills the whole family, does the I mean, it's all pretty clear here. So if you like come back with a point that it isn't, I'd be very impressed if you convince me that it isn't this person as well. I mean, we'll probably fully never know, but if you come with counterpoints that convince me, I'll be very impressed.
Yeah. And I mean, they were just like, maybe it's Mr. Burnham, like, killed his family, and then the neighbors witnessed it, so he took them out too. But, like, how? We talked about consumption. The Burke. The losis, if you will.
Exactly. And I imagine if you have the tuberculosis, you don't have your strength. Like, you can't, like, fuck someone up with the axe like that. Like, you can't
You would probably have the energy to get one good swing in.
Right.
But, I mean, this is 3 plus 3, 6. Next, we're going to go to Monmouth, Illinois. On the night of September 30th, 1911, so like 2 weeks later, the Dawsons, William, Charity, and their 12-year-old daughter Georgia were discovered the following morning, October the 1st, when William did not show up to open the Presbyterian church where he was caretaker for Sunday services. They found the family all bludgeoned to death in their beds in their home, which was located on the wrong side of the tracks.
Oh, not the wrong side.
They actually lived in a majority African-American neighborhood, but they were a white family. Which may be why it wasn't investigated as much as other murderers might have. Their faces, the home's windows, and the mirrors had all been covered.
Girl, it's the same shit. Like,
William and Charity had been left where they laid, but Georgia was pulled down and staged towards the end of the bed.
Yeah, it's very much,
Initially, the blunt end of an axe was suspected as the weapon, but a length of pipe with blood on it was later found, along with samples or pieces of hair suspected to have belonged to the family.
It's interesting. I wonder why, like, he enjoys, like, the blunt objects so much rather than the sharp ones.
Well, with a pipe, I mean, I don't think of it as... He does use an axe most of the times, 90% of the time. This is one outlier. But he's getting off on bludgeoning to death. So a pipe is perfect for that because it gives the same impact as the blunt end of an axe. But once again, we see he's using something he's finding at the scene of the crime.
Right. Honestly, it kind of brings a whole new meaning to laying pipe.
Yeah, truly. Bloodhounds were brought in for this, and they tracked the scent to a pond next to the railroad. And by that pond, a small flashlight inscribed with the words "Lovely" or "Lovey" in Colorado Springs was found nearby. Investigators connected the two murders but cracked it up to a revenge killing.
Mm-hmm.
Or perhaps, so they said because they lived in a majority African American neighborhood, that perhaps an African American man or men killed the family because William was leering at their wives.
Mm-hmm.
But they actually convicted two men, John Knight and Lovey Mitchell. John actually confessed, but he gave a long, rambling, and nonsensical confession. And it's probably that he was just hoping to get... He was an African-American man. That he was just hoping to get a lighter sentence.
Oh, yeah.
Lovey Mitchell was never actually convicted of the murder. They had to release him because they could just never pin him, other than the fact that the word Lovey may have been on the flashlight.
Mm. Even then, that's really not enough evidence. I mean, maybe, but I don't know. I mean...
And this was the only time in this series of murders that someone was actually convicted for one of them, but they continued. We're just getting started.
Mm.
Next, we're going to go to Ellsworth, Kansas. The Showman family, William, Pauline, and their children, Lester, Fern, and Fenton, were all killed on the night of October 15th, 1911. All of them had been killed in their beds with the blunt end of an axe. And actually, so they went after William and Pauline, and then the children were actually found sitting up in bed. Like they had sat up and then they were killed.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All of them were covered, except for Pauline, who was moved and posed in a sexual manner.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first time where we have a non-adolescent girl posed, but still a woman.
Mm-hmm.
All of the windows had been covered, as well as the telephone, which resembled a face. Because these are those boxy telephones, and it has the two bells, and then the speaking tube that kind of looks like a nose.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of looks like a face.
Ew. I don't like that.
It kind of looks like a face. Like, you look and you go, okay, I can see where it's a face, but it's not like, oh, that's a face.
Okay.
But once again, it's a face. And so some investigators said, maybe he did it to muffle the sound if anyone called. So, like, nobody's coming to investigate. Why does the phone keep ringing?
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be that it did kind of look like a face.
I don't like that. That's weird.
Also found was an oil lamp with its chimney removed and its wick turned down, and the home was nearby the junction of two different railroads.
So are all of these murders gonna be the same shit?
Yes.
Like, okay, so how many more murders do we got? Well, you said 30, so are we gonna go through all 30 of them? Where
There's
it's
30 victims, not 30 like cases.
and they're all just like, he went in, killed them with the blunt end of the axe.
Leave me alone, Paul. I'm trying to make a point.
Okay, all right. We got this. We got the point.
Interestingly, that same night, there was an attempted break-in at the home of City Marshal Morris Merritt the same night. Merritt lived 2 doors down from the Showman's, and that night he stayed up late to read the paper when he heard a scratching noise at his back door. He went back to the kitchen, and as he approached the door, the scratching stopped, and he figured it was an animal.
It was me. Here, let me in.
The next day he found that the screen from a window facing the railroad had been taken off and someone had tried to pry it open before fleeing.
I don't like that.
At the Showman's house, the window screen was removed and a window was pried open, and that's how the murder had gotten in.
Okay. So it'd be interesting to know, like, on the other houses too, like, especially like the Villisca Axe Murder house, where if there was like a cut screen somewhere or something.
It wasn't cut. He actually took it out of the window.
Oh, okay.
The scratching he heard was, so these are wooden window frames.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably has a knife or something, and he's trying to
get into these houses via window or something.
Yeah, so if it's locked, he's probably like chipping. you know how they are, the sliding windows where it's
Yeah.
so he's probably going with the knife trying to get the lock off.
Okay, yeah.
And that's the scratching noise he heard.
Okay.
Because metal on metal does, like, the tip of metal on, like, the metal latch does sound a little bit like scratching.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just coincidental. So the theory is he tried to break into the marshal's house, not knowing the marshal lived alone. Not realizing the marshal was awake. And when the marshal started walking around, he heard it, he fled. And he tried a house 2 doors down.
Okay.
And it was at this point that the newspapers began connecting the murders and dubbed the unknown murderer Billy the Axeman.
Ooh, Billy the Axeman.
Billy the Axeman took an axe, killed my wife and killed my kids. Billy the Axeman took an axe.
Is that a real song?
No. I just made it up on the spot.
Did you actually? Because that's really impressive. That's crazy.
Also, this morning in the shower, I rewrote, favorite things from The Sound of Music. I rewrote it to be gay.
I've never seen that, so.
You've heard favorite things. It's used as brown paper parcels tied up with, wait, what? Okay,
yeah. Okay, I know what you're saying now. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I changed it to men with huge cocks and pungent... Wait, I can't do it now.
Yes. So that's what you're coming up with in the shower?
Yeah. Most times I just sing, but, like, for some reason... It started with... I was, like, humming it, and then I was, like, poppers that are really pungent.
Period.
And so it was... men with hung cocks and poppers that are pungent. Brand new jock straps with bright straps and elastic.
Girl, our brains are real fried. We're fried. Girl. We're done. We're cooked.
These are some of my favorite things. When my ex leaves. When I get ghosted. When I get rejected outright. I just think of my favorite things. Then I don't feel so bad. But I am horny.
You know what? We're gonna make the music video. Clock it. Trademarked.
Yeah.
Period.
But just as the newspapers giveth, they soon taketh away.
I know that's right.
Yeah. How is your mom?
What?
I don't know.
That doesn't make sense.
But you just said, I know that's right, and it just, like, sounded like, okay, this is a good place to insert a how is your family member joke.
The newspapers stole my mother.
I know that's right.
That damn Times Cumberland News.
Not you doxing your hometown.
I'm pretty sure I've said on here that I'm from Cumberland.
Oh, gosh. As the year 1912 rung in, the papers ran with new headlines of some of the most pressing issues of the day. These include the feud between popular former President Theodore Roosevelt, namesake of the teddy bear, and his hand-picked successor, President William H. Taft, he of the bathtub fame.
Ooh! Piss play. You're welcome.
No, he was the one who was so fat that he got stuck in the bathtub and had to get a new one. That bathtub fame.
You know what? You're right. I'm thinking of you in a bathtub.
Not to be confused with Donald Trump.
Period.
Which resulted in Roosevelt breaking with the Republican Party and running in that year's election as a third-party candidate, the Progressive Party, also called the Bull Moose Party.
Period.
I just wanted to say Bull Moose.
Bull Moose. Interesting.
Roosevelt was also shot that year while making a speech.
And did he have it coming? We must ask ourselves.
I don't know, but he finished the hour-long speech and then ended it with, I have to go to the hospital now.
Hey, and that's professionalism.
That's pretty impressive.
And what have you done for professionalism today?
Paul gets a paper cut and he's down and out.
That's tea. I do be calling out.
Another headline was the establishment of the Chinese Republic and the abdication of the 6-year-old Emperor Puyi, ending the Qing dynasty.
Nice.
and over 2,000 years of monarchy in China.
Nice.
And ultimately, in April, the sinking of the new liner RMS Titanic on April 15th, with the loss of 1,500 of its 2,200 souls aboard. This, more than any other story, would dominate the headlines going forward. So that's why we're not. So think about that. So, like, Billy the Axeman was the really hot topic last fall.
Yes.
And now we're, like, in summer, and, like, you got the Titanic, and it's an election year, and, like...
I mean, it's a news cycle. It's how it happens with everything.
Exactly.
Our attention is one thing, and then it goes to the next thing. It's
so
just
nobody's thinking about Billy.
Exactly. Our attention's just going to other things. We've got things to do, girl. We can't be focusing on this for forever.
Kind of like I leave here and I forget you exist.
I wish I could forget I exist.
Which brings us to Paola, Kansas, June 5th, 1912. 4 days before the Villisca killings.
4?
4?
Why?
Because it's just a really nice place to stop. They've got a cute little park with a bandstand. They got ducks in the pond. I hear they make some mean hot dogs. Not as good as Coney Highland hot dogs, but have you ever heard of a Paola, Kansas hot dog? You're not living till you had one.
Okay, you joke. But I would try a Paola, Kansas hot dog. It's probably full of dust or something, though.
They're not known for hot dogs.
I know, I know, I got the bit, don't worry.
Watch people, like, they have one hot dog stand and everyone just flocks because they took me seriously.
That'd be tea. But no.
No. You're thinking about hot dogs now, aren't you?
I am. I want to... Well, actually, yesterday I was thinking about corn dogs. I need to get a corn dog soon. And actually, I was in the good old supermarket yesterday, right? And I was thinking, I have some potatoes. Let me make some mashed potatoes, make myself a good old roast chicken. And I'll go in there and I'm looking for the good old chicken, right? There was no chicken in there. Which you'd think, like, grocery store, they have to have, like, a whole chicken for the roasting, but they didn't. They only had ham, so I had to get Italian sausage, which we discussed on Glamorous Castle, how much I love an Italian sausage.
Right.
So I will be having an Italian sausage and mashed potato Easter dinner tomorrow, and I'm actually excited because I do like an Italian sausage.
Wait, were you going to cook a whole chicken?
Like a small chicken. Chickens are small.
Right.
Turkeys are big.
I know,
Chickens
but
are
were you going to cook it yourself, or were you going to get, like, a pre-made rotisserie chicken?
I was going to cook it myself.
Do you know how to cook a whole chicken?
Yeah, I Googled it.
Were you going to season it this time?
Yes. I was going to put, like, butter and salt and pepper and all sorts of things on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to get up in the gig.
Because sometimes you say you're going to cook and then you don't end up using any seasoning.
That did happen a lot of times, yes. But we're growing as people. We're learning.
The face loaf?
The face loaf was good. Okay, I did eat that face loaf.
The face loaf? Okay, I made a big deal about the face loaf, but it was actually really clever, and I don't give you enough credit for that. But the face loaf had one problem, and it was not seasoned enough.
You didn't even try it!
Yes, I did. I had one bite, because you said I had to, because you made it for me.
I put a lot of spices in there.
It was still under-seasoned.
There were so many breadcrumbs.
Breadcrumbs is not seasoning.
I know.
You knew exactly. You were like, I'm going to tiptoe up to the button, and then I'm going to slam my fist on it.
Yes.
Where was I? Paola,
Paola, please.
I'm going to name my daughter Paola. Paola May.
Paola, please.
Did you feed the chickens? Shit. Paola May got kicked by the cow again.
Paola, there's so many hungry cocks out there. You have to feed them. They're pecking at the door, Paola.
Paola, stop sucking on the udder of the cow.
Okay. That one's bad.
All of Paola's joints are inverted.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
She has to crawl.
Oh my.
She only speaks ancient Aramaic.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Paola's the Antichrist.
Oh, you know what? You heard it here first. Paola is the Antichrist.
What did she say? I don't know. She's been such a pill today. No. Paola, will you get off the ceiling? You're gonna leave finger marks up there again. Okay. The victims were Roland and Anna Hudson. They were murdered in their beds. Again, both of them had their heads crushed with the blunt end of an axe. Both were covered after the murders, as were the windows and mirrors. An oil lamp with its chimney removed and wick turned down was also found, and the only thing missing from the house was Mrs. Hudson's kimono-style bathrobe.
Ooh. Okay, he's cross-dressing. Billy the Axe Murderer? He's a cross-dresser. He's one of the girls.
He's... Hold this. He kills them, and then he walks to the bedroom, like... What do you think? To the dead bodies. What do you think? Does this kimono make me look fat?
Kind of like Barry Keoghan in Saltburn, where he was dancing naked in the mansion of all the dead people.
Barry Keoghan did that for us.
He really did. Thank you, Barry. Heart. You get a heart.
Even though apparently you did something recently that I forget why he got in trouble for.
Girl, he's been getting in trouble. We just kind of ignored him. Was he ever Hot Guy of the Month? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Well, guess we'll have to take that back. That's why we stopped that shit. Well, that's not why, but...
Do you know what Hot Guy of the Month I stand behind? Reba McEntire.
Period. Love Reba.
My grandparents watch Reba every night before they go to bed.
I love Reba. Legend. Icon. The moment.
And see, this is where the dementia comes in. Because, like, every week and a half... Because they played for, like, 3 hours every night on CMT.
Mm-hmm.
And so they watch it every night. And it's not quite the same episodes every night. But, like, every week and a half to 2 weeks, the series starts over. And this is where the dementia comes in. Because every 2 weeks, they laugh as if they've never seen it before.
Okay, low-key, that is pretty awful. But I would low-key love to be able to, like, how people say they would love to watch their favorite TV show for the first time again. Low-key, that would be kind of be a serve in that sense. Like, don't get me wrong, dementia's awful and all that shit's really awful, but in that sense, it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
The brighter side.
Now, that same night, just a few houses down, a Mrs. Longmire woke in the middle of the night to the sound of glass breaking. As she ran to go check on her daughter, she witnessed a man flee out a window that he had pried open. She went into the room of her daughter, who said she woke up to find the man staring at her from the foot of the bed, and the glass breaking was from that of the chimney of an oil lamp that had been dropped. Its wick had already been turned down. Nothing was missing from the house, but the killer did drop something in the daughter's room, and it was Anna Hudson's kimono robe.
Wake up, sheeple! This is Billy the Axe Murderer.
So remember, he goes after families. He broke into the Hudson home. He killed them.
Mm-hmm.
He took the robe, and he broke into another house to try and kill a whole family union, but nearly got caught and forgot the robe.
Mm.
But despite the fact that there was the attempt at the Longmire house, and Anna Hudson's robe was found there, the newspapers cracked the murders up not to Billy the Axeman or having any connection whatsoever to the Hudson murders, instead saying that the murders were committed because of Anna Hudson, who was supposedly carrying on multiple love affairs due to her tempestuous relationship with her husband.
Oh my gosh, here we go with the slut-shaming again.
Mm-hmm. And apparently, like, they found an oddly worded, slightly threatening love letter that was unsigned to Mrs. Hudson. Mm-hmm. So they're just like, oh.
But also, I guess maybe it's not slut-shaming if she was actually cheating. Comment down below. Let us know.
They had separated 3 times in 2 years of marriage. So is it really cheating if you're legally separated?
Yeah, if you're separated, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
That's fine. This chair keeps giving a little break on me. It's weird.
I think after this, I'm gonna, like, tighten the backs on both of these.
Yeah, we've had these for a while now.
we have not gotten the return on our investment on them yet. They weren't that expensive, but like they need to last us a lot longer.
Yeah, and that's okay.
We're a little broke. All of these.
You can donate. I'll send you my Venmo and you can send me money.
Why don't we start a Crips and Quirks Venmo and just put it in the bio?
We'd probably have to register as an LLC then, because then like we'd probably start earning income.
We can do that. All of these, tied with the Villisca murder, show a clear pattern of a mature serial killer with a set modus operandi.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so I got into the most compelling cases, but there are cases before this, like where you can see them start to lead up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna like do the whole Criminal Minds thing where I go through the evolution of the MO into like the maturity of the serial killer.
Right.
And there are even murders after Villisca where they kept going.
Right.
But I wanted to tell the most compelling ones with the evidence that just really drove home that there's a lot more evidence of it being a serial killer who just hopped the rails, got off a train, killed them, and then hopped the train, like a train again, out.
Well, actually, I think it was the priest.
Okay.
Yeah, I think everything you're saying now, I think it's all lies and it's all BS. And I really think it was the priest. Well, actually, I think it was the priest. And it was that big corporate guy or whatever that was rivals. I think they got together and they were like, we're going to make this guy disappear. You said you wanted arguments.
I didn't say I wanted arguments.
Damn.
I said I thought you were
I
gonna
don't argue and it's a problem.
It wasn't a problem. I was just a little shocked.
No, I really do think, yeah, it's that serial killer guy.
Okay.
And that's what I thought you said.
For our audio only listeners, when he called me a liar, I took his wine and I dumped it in my glass, and when he said he did agree with me, I poured his wine back into his glass. I really hope you don't backwash, because this is all mixed in now.
Mm-hmm. You don't know what diseases I got.
And now Paul has all the wine.
And I don't know what diseases you got, though. Damn. Do you think you can get diabetes from wine? From backwash? Damn.
I just got tested. I'm clean. I didn't have enough sense at that moment to agree to get tested, but I still got tested.
Can you get hypertension from backwash?
I do not have hypertension, only when I talk about the president. The town of Villisca was forever changed following the massacre at 508 East 2nd Street.
I feel like Nancy Drew.
Why?
Because we solved the murder.
We did solve the murder.
Yay!
But now we have to talk about the sad part.
Okay.
The aftermath, if you will.
There's always an aftermath.
On June 13th, 1912, a large public funeral was held for the 8 victims in the town square. The largest procession in the town's history was formed, with 7,000 people gathered to see the 8 coffins move from the fire hall to the square. Due to the large number of victims, there were only 2 hearses available, so the children were conveyed on 6 brand new farm wagons draped in black. The murders came at a time when the town was at its most prosperous and vibrant. The town experienced a boom of tourists after the murders, but it soon dried up with the start of World War I as the country turned to industry and many in the farming community left for bigger cities and factory jobs. The local armory, however, remained a vital part of the community, with its soldiers seeing action in both World Wars, Korea, Vietnam, and the Gulf War. In 1943, Colonel Robert Moore, a cousin of the 4 Moore children slain, was the subject of a Pulitzer Prize-winning photograph called Homecoming, showing his reunion with his family upon returning from fighting in Africa. That's just a fun fact. Within months, the Moore's neighbor, Mrs. Mary Peckham, who had sounded the initial alarm the morning after the murders, succumbed to a mental breakdown and was taken by her family to Montana to recover, but she died in December, 6 months and 2 days after the grisly discovery.
Wide open spaces.
The home at 508 East 2nd Street was cleaned out. 2 employees of JB's were instructed to go in and throw out all of the bloody sheets and clothes. They were probably burned. They then had to paint the walls repeatedly to try and cover the blood spatter.
Phantom blood stains.
Not even phantom, it was just they were left there so long that it was like part of the paint. So it just kept bleeding through. Literally.
It's kind of poetic.
Right? After the Moore family's relatives cleared out the home, it passed through a number of owners and tenants and experienced long periods of vacancy and was once foreclosed upon in the 60s.
I mean, it happens. Small town,
Yeah.
poor people, you know, what can you do?
In 1995, it was bought by local historians Darwin and Martha Lynn. Darwin's a crazy name.
Like Charles Darwin.
But as a first name?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've heard worse, like DJ. No, that's fucking crazy.
Wait. No, Darwin was the monkey in The Wild Thornberrys.
Was that?
Yeah, Darwin the monkey.
Mm.
And it was Eliza was the girl who talked to them, and then the older sister. Can't remember her name.
I think it was Debbie?
Debbie.
Clock Debbie. Honestly, Debbie was an icon, a legend and the moment. Get into Debbie.
And then the dad was Nigel, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Smashing.
Smashing.
The wife was Miriam.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the crazy boy?
Couldn't
You know
tell
that?
ya.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah.
I knew exactly who, but I couldn't tell you.
Donnie.
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 Okay. Donnie.
Donnie. I make that noise at work sometimes when things don't go my way.
Same.
So the Lynns were amateur historians, and they worked tirelessly through the use of archival photographs and interviews to restore the house to its 1912 appearance, including ripping out all the electricity in the house and the indoor plumbing.
Well, damn. They didn't have to do all that. Jesus.
They wanted to make it as historically accurate as possible.
Damn. That's awful.
In the late 1990s, they opened the home as a tourist attraction called the Villisca Murder House, which offers tours focusing on the crime. And one of my main sources for this series was their website, murderhouse.com, which you know it's serious because they got murderhouse.com.
Right.
They were the first.
That's a pretty iconic domain name. Girl, I bet they could sell that for a lot of money.
Right? Zach Baggins
Is
is
quaking.
salivating.
He's ready.
Every time it's like, oh, it's up, like, hopefully they don't charge it. He gets a boner. He gets a massive raging boner. Like, yes, I'm gonna rebrand everything.
And then he's going to be shook when Matt Rife buys it out from under him like he did the Annabelle doll.
Did Matt Rife actually buy it? Or wasn't that debunked?
I don't know. Maybe. I'll have to fact check that again.
Yeah,
but,
it's been so long.
I mean, with all the crazy shit that happens in this world, I would not be surprised at this point.
Yeah, like that clavicular guy did something wrong. I don't know what, but apparently he's canceled.
Yeah, I heard his name. I forget what he did also. Let us know down below.
Please. Now, with all that tragedy that occurred there, it is unsurprising that something remains in the house. And I realize that every time I tell a haunted story, I tell the history and I do the same lead-in, which is, it's unsurprising that this house is haunted based on its history.
Well, it's not surprising.
It's not surprising that I'm going to make this transition every fucking time.
It's okay. I do the same shit for my part twos and things.
I know, and I just realized it last night. I typed it and I was like, how can I say this again? And I was thinking, and I was like, nope, said that. And I was like, I say this a lot.
Right, same. But when we're getting up there, like, we're going to repeat shit. It just is what it is. It's our modus operandi, however you say it.
Yes. Now, one tenant in the, 60s, 70s was living in the house only for a couple weeks. Or he lived in the house only a couple weeks. And he was in the kitchen prepping dinner, cutting something up. And he saw a flash of light enter the kitchen. He looked up.
There were moments of gold and there were flashes of light. Go ahead.
There were things I'd never do again, but then they always seem right.
Period. I don't know the rest of the lyrics, or I'd continue.
Me either. I knew them and then, like, I did it and I forgot.
Right.
So as soon as he saw this light, he looked up and he went into a daze. And he woke up, like, he lost 5 minutes. And when he woke up, the knife was sticking out of the back of his hand. And he has no memory of, like, he had to have gone. And he stuck the knife through the whole hand. Like, the tip was coming out of his palm.
Okay, that's actually crazy.
Him and his family went to the hospital, came back, packed bags, and left, and defaulted on their lease.
I mean...
They didn't even make it a full month. Amityville who?
Okay. Tell me more, because I want to know if people have made it longer, because if people haven't, I want to break that challenge. I want to go, and I'll live there for 2 years. 3 years.
Now, after it opened up as a tourist spot, they do offer overnight stays for paranormal investigators. And in 2014, this got national news. An amateur paranormal investigator was in the house investigating with friends or parents, maybe. I think I saw one where he was 37, but I also heard that he was with his parents, which if you're 37 and you're ghost hunting with your parents...
Okay, that's about to be me, though. Okay.
So he went into the downstairs bedroom where the Stillinger girls were attacked, and he went alone, and he said that he was going to try and provoke the spirits.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing they know, his companions hear screaming, and they go in, and he's been stabbed in the chest. He has no memory. What he says, I said something about an axe, and the next thing I knew, I had the knife sticking out of my chest. I don't even remember taking it out of my pocket.
Why did he have a knife in his pocket, first of all? Something about this ain't sitting right with me.
So he was warned not to take the knife into the house, but he did it anyways.
Yeah, something's not sitting right here with me. I don't know how much I believe this.
But also, like, how are you going to stab yourself in the chest?
I don't know. Why are you bringing a knife into this house, though, at the same time? It seems maybe not real to me. I don't know.
I mean, it would take a lot. Because there's, like, a failsafe in our brains.
Yeah.
Where we're not supposed to do things like that.
And I'm not saying he stabbed himself. Like, maybe, like, one of the people he was with or, like, something. I don't know. But it sounds kind of crazy, like... The ghost taking the knife out of your pocket and stabbing with you? Like, that sounds crazy.
Well, he said he doesn't remember taking it out of his pocket. So once again, he went into a daze.
Even that sounds crazy, too. Like, I don't know, girl.
Co-owner Martha Lynn will not discuss if the house is actually haunted or not, but she does refuse to enter the home after dark.
Can I just caveat too, if that really did happen and he did get stabbed in the chest by a ghost, that's one of the most prolific pieces of paranormal, like, happenings that's ever happened. That would be insane.
Right. Many visitors experience tugging on their clothes as if a child was trying to get their attention when there are no children on the tour.
Ooh, that we can see. They need to get Mary Ann Winkowski up in that bitch, okay? Mary Ann, get up in there. Free the kids. Pass them into the light.
Oh my god. In the children's rooms, toys have been known to go off. Balls are especially, like, active. With sometimes, like, you push it, and in the middle of the floor, it will just stop, as if somebody stopped it. Or if you place it down on it's totally even, it won't move, and then all of a sudden, it will start rolling towards you. As if somebody's pushed it.
That's crazy.
People also feel overcome with emotion. Some people reported they enter the house at the start of the tour and they just start bawling. Like they're totally fine 1 minute and they enter the house and they just start bawling. Mm-hmm. The tour hasn't even started yet. And other people report feeling such an uncontrollable rage that they have to walk out, and as soon as they're out of the house they feel normal again.
I mean, makes sense. If residual energies are a thing, there's definitely residual energy there. And, like, if you're, like, sensitive to that shit, makes sense.
It's been reported that there are both dark and light spirits in the house. where you have the family and the children going about their days, but also sometimes it feels as if the murder or whatever was compelling the murder lingers.
Like a residual haunting, maybe? Like it just plays over and over, like the residual.
They say, if you go, the activity really ramps up at 2 a.m. when the train passes through town.
Oh.
Investigators have reported that when this happens, seeing a fog manifest and move through the house as if reenacting the murders.
Oh, okay. I would like to see that. That
Right.
sounds crazy. That sounds cool.
Along with all of these other things, there are also disembodied footsteps, things moving, disembodied voices, apparitions, shadows, bad vibes, scratches, and cold spots.
You know, all the classic haunted stuff.
Yes.
For sure, for sure.
And that's all I'm going to say about the haunting, because I'm going to say we need to put Villisca on the list of places that we need to investigate for ourselves.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I don't know if you remember, I think it was this house that Jacob and Lucas visited, but they didn't even go inside.
Right.
Annoying.
So I was going to watch like last night to like just finish up and like tie everything together. When I do hauntings, like to tie everything together, I like to watch like one investigation. And I saw the thumbnail. It was on murderhouse.com on their haunted, like the page where it's like the haunteds, and it was the thumbnail was the guy from BuzzFeed Unsolved.
Oh yeah, okay.
And I was like, oh good, like this, because it's already like 10:30 at night. I had to get up for a hair appointment, so it's like, oh, this is only 30 minutes. This is perfect. I can watch it. I can take notes and then finish my notes real quick. And then I started, and it was like an hour and 15 minutes long. And so I was like, what the fuck? Buzzsprout Unsolved is like, or BuzzFeed Unsolved is doing an hour-long video on this. It was a Sam and Colby video. He was the guest.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Love Sam and Colby. Did not have time last night to watch all of that.
I'm wearing my Sam and Colby shirt today, actually, on both parts of this episode.
But I did decide, like, after all that, it's pretty compelling, and it sounds like there's the usual stuff, but there's enough compelling out of the norm stuff that I want to go and experience for myself.
Oh yeah, I would definitely go. Yeah, even with just like the basic stuff, I would definitely go and visit the Basilica Ghost House or Axe Murder House. Villisca.
You keep saying it like Basilica.
Basilica, yeah. Villisca. Yeah, however you pronounce it, I would go, honestly, I feel like the most interesting part of the story for me was, like, the true crime aspect and, like, really getting to play detective and, like, the modus operandi of the killer and everything. I think that was really interesting.
Yes, and kudos to you, because actually something you said last week during Marianne inspired me, because I was like, how the fuck am I going to do this? And I was like, episode 1, just Villisca. Episode 2, I'll get into the serial killer aspect.
No.
So thank you, Paul.
Anytime. This is a good story. Yeah, I'm kind of kicking myself for writing this off as just another Amityville or Lizzie Borden or whatever.
You're like, I don't like old-timey true crime. There's no excitement to it.
Right, because I thought it would just be like how Amityville was. Like, oh, they were murdered. They found the murderers in their bed. Who did it? But, well, I guess this was kind of that too. But no, it was interesting because I read Mindhunter a long time ago, so I got to use some of the information I learned from Mindhunter to really try and like predict the killer's motives and whatnot.
My sources for this one, again, are murderhouse.com, Smithsonian Magazine, Morbid Podcast, Astonishing Legends Podcast, Reddit. And if you want to do more research on this, I'm going to recommend 2 books that I did not read but were referenced multiple times in Morbid and Astonishing Legends. And it was, they were killed in their beds, and it was by Troy Peppers, I believe, and The Man on the Train. Interesting. Which was by, I can't remember.
That's okay. Google The Man on the Train.
Yeah.
Just don't type that into Pornhub. You might get something very different.
Type in Villisca Axe Murders book, and they'll both come up. But they referenced a lot, and they are 2 of the books that really went hard on this early day serial killer theory. So I wanted to shout those out. Even though they were not my direct sources, I was getting information from them through a third party.
Period. Well, that was a really good series. That was interesting.
Thank you.
Now we got another famous heavy hitter out of the way. We did it.
Right.
We did it. Well, you did it.
Yeah, I think next week I'm going to do something a little more obscure. Keep it spicy.
Keep the girls on their toes.
Spicy. Well, please like, subscribe, follow wherever you're listening. Let us know your thoughts down below. DM us on all of our social medias down below. Or if you have your own stories or your own experiences, please share them with us at our email listed below. Paul, where can they find you?
You can find me at my personal Instagram and TikTok at Paulember, Paulember. And as usual, it's not delivery. It's DiGiorno.
For some reason, I nearly said that myself, and I don't know why. And if you'd like to follow me, you can do so at The Real Deej Powers on TikTok and Instagram. And until next time, folks, keep your grips tight.
And your corks loose.
Bye.
Bye.
Stupid Canadian wolf bird.